What's going on, Hanlon? Can you hear me? How does my audio sound? What's going on, Deanna? What's cracking? It says looking studious. Yeah, man. You know, 45 years old, man. Got to wear glasses now. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm aging appropriately. Yeah, what's been going on though? So everything's good. What's going on, Quentin? Yeah, so I just wanted to make this live real quick. I don't plan on being on here long, but shout out to Mr. Malik. Mr. Malik, your students have invaded my inbox requesting that I do a video giving you a shout out because it's your birthday. And apparently, Mr. Malik uses a lot of my content to teach his students IT. And some of his students have been hitting me up saying, hey, can you give Mr. Malik a shout out? So here is your shout out, Mr. Malik. I don't know what school you go to, and I don't think we're about to disclose that information on the live, but you know who you are and your students know who you are. So I hope you have a great, wonderful day. You go out there and live your best life and get back in that classroom and teach these students 21st century skills. And I'm glad that my content is helping you do that. So shout out to Mr. Malik. All right, what's going on with the rest of y'all though? Hanlon says he wears progressive lenses. I don't even know what a progressive lens is. What is that? Andy says he's studying for the Network Plus 009. Shout out to you. Hopefully you pass with flying colors. Everybody else studying, or if you're just tuning in just to learn about tech because you're interested, hopefully you learn something and you apply it somehow, some way, whether for your personal leisure or your professional life. Oh, it says for bad eyesight? Oh, okay. Well, hopefully I don't get that bad. Hopefully I don't get that bad. I mean, I don't have like crazy eye problems, but you know, I went to the eye doctor some months ago. They was like, yeah, it's about time for you to join the four-eyed club. I was like, oh man, not right now. I was thinking when I turn 50, I'll be wearing glasses. Nope. 45. Put these glasses on your face. But I only got to wear them for driving, and then I wear them at work when I'm sitting behind my desk all day. That's mostly when I wear them. Studying for Network Plus version, looking to take the exam in June. Shout out to Quentin. Hopefully you pass with flying colors. I know some people have asked me if I'm going to do a course for the new A Plus certification. That is in the making. Building that out right now. As you guys know, for years, this is a solo dolo project. I have absolutely zero help making these videos. I am the editor, the writer. I'm the graphic design guy. I do all of it in my spare time. And right now, these days, my spare time is extremely limited due to, activities associated with being a father. Basically shuttling my kids around back and forth. And then also with me, trying to get back in. Well, I've been back in the gym working out. So I'm a little tired because I get up at like 4:30 in the morning to try to get a little workout in. Carol says, any plans for Linux? Nah, that's not my forte. So if you want to learn Linux, I would redirect you to a YouTuber named Keep It Techie. Keep It Techie, KeepItTechie. Keep It Techie. He's known as the Linux guru around these YouTube streets. The dude I know personally, speak to him on the phone quite regularly. But matter of fact, he just posted a Linux course, I want to say about 2 weeks ago. So he is the Linux guru. I want to say like 99% of his content is all about Linux. So that's his thing. So I'm gonna let him rock out with that. What I am working on is a AI course. Now there is no certification attached to it because currently I don't know of any AI certifications that exist. Maybe I'll have to go research that, but it's basically an AI course for beginners to help you guys understand what AI is, what all these terms are, how does it work, blah, 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 stuff like that. Like I say, there is no certification affixed to it. But if you're an educator out there, middle school, high school, tech college, or whatever, this material that I'm putting together could possibly help you teach your students about AI beyond just what the letters AI means. Like, I get kind of deep into it, but I'm also trying to keep the course in like plain English so that the everyday normie can understand it. So I'm currently building that out right now. And hopefully I'll have that ready to go in a couple weeks because once again, this is a solo endeavor. I have no help. I've tried to get help. Nobody wants to help me out with making these videos. And that's fine. I understand it, but but that's what I'm working on. Shout out to Alex. He says, thanks for your Tech Plus and ITF videos. I took the CompTIA Tech Plus last week and managed to get an 822. Shout out to Alex. He says, I share my course with your coworkers to get them used to tech in the office. Shout out to Alex, man. Got him an 822. Yes, a lot of people have been passing that. I'm glad to see it. So hopefully it's looks like it's a great resource for y'all who are brand new to tech or you're trying to introduce your coworkers or family and friends to get them a little tech literate. So I'm glad to hear that that's working out for y'all. Andy says, and we're proud of you for using the gym, bro. Yeah, I'm proud of myself. Now, I'm not going to lie. It's a struggle. It is a struggle because of what it is. Let me see. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, I get up at like 4:30 in the morning because I got a gym in my garage. In fact, have I ever showed y'all my gym? So I'm in my house right now. I'll show y'all my gym. It's something I started building during the pandemic when they were closing the gyms down. So I was like, let me go ahead and get me a gym popping up in here. Hold on. So I'm in my garage. Hold on, it's a little, well, let me see. So that's my gym, all right? I can do pull-ups, bench press, squats, all that stuff. So I got all the weights, the Olympic bar. Some dude on Facebook Marketplace was selling this back in 2020. He sold this whole set to me, all these weights, all the plates and bars for like $500. And then, like I say, this is during the pandemic when everybody was like, oh, they're going to shut the gyms down. I've had these little power block dumbbells for a hot minute, probably like 10 plus years. I got this rack. Me and my brother hooked that up a couple years back. What else? Got the TV mounted about a year ago so I can be in here watching YouTube or listening to music. I got a bunch of other little accessories in here. My wife has had this for a minute, but we're about to get rid of it because it got damaged. Now this right here, my little power exercise bike, I don't know what you call this thing, but I gets busy on that. Like I'll do a set, and then in between sets, I get on here and, do about 60 seconds of just going all out. And then I just got this for my wife. She, the treadmill, because normally she'll go walking, but she doesn't want to be out there getting chased by dogs and raccoons. So I got her that. Then we got this little sauna looking thing. But anyways, I'm on that. Right there. Slow progress. Eating healthier, thanks to my wife. Because if it was up to me, I'd be stuffing my face with pizza every night. But now she got me eating cleaner. It's a slow progress. You know, I got process, I should say. I got old injuries that, you know, kind of aggravate me a little bit. So I do that 4:30 in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I also get up. And then I do probably get up about like 5:30. I go downstairs. And then I do what's his name? Sean T from Fit Body, you know, the guy that did the insanity workout. So I got like a year-long subscription to them where you get like access to all their fitness stuff, all their programs. So I go down there and do one of those for like 30 minutes. And then also Mondays and Wednesdays in the evening time when I take my son to martial arts practice. While he's in there, I'll go out for like a run/walk for 2.5 miles. So, and that run/walk is painful. It's painful. You know what I mean? Because, you know, back in the day when I was younger, you know, I used to run 2-3 miles like it was a nothing. You know, can't do that anymore. I feel every single step. So we're trying to get it in. Trying to get it in. All you need is 90 days. Yeah, I know. Like I said, we're taking it more serious. Like I said, my wife, she in here cooking real clean for me. You know, packing my lunchbox, making sure it's all loaded up with healthy stuff. You know, because you know me, food is my biggest downfall. I love tasty food, but I realize if I'm gonna get back into, if I'm gonna, put this dad bod back in the closet, I gotta clean up my eating. So, trying to make that happen. Alex says, and great job for going to the gym. It's not easy, but today is better than yesterday. Take it one day at a time and track progress. Look back after a month and you'll see progress. Trust me, Army. Yeah, what I need to do, somebody told me I need to start taking pictures of myself and tracking my measurements, giving myself a tape test. I ain't been doing none of that. I've been, I got a scale upstairs. I avoid it like the plague. I'm like, ugh. But I know I'm losing weight because my clothes are starting to feel looser. So I'm constantly finding myself pulling up my pants or having to tighten my belt even more, which is a clear sign I need to go to the store and buy some new clothes. I'm trying to wait, trying to get to a certain point before I have to go shopping again, But I know it's working, but I just don't see the immediate results. But my wife says she's noticed it, but I don't notice it. But, I'm me. I see me all day long. Carol says, thanks for all the content you put on YouTube for a beginner. What is the progression of courses to take that will be helpful for any career track and what to start with and what next? So if you don't know anything about IT whatsoever, like nothing beyond just watching a YouTube video and buying stuff off Amazon, start with the Tech Plus certification. If you go to my playlist, it's up in there. Tech Plus. That is the new version of the IT fundamentals. So you could just take the Tech Plus, that is the newest version. That's just like a basic general IT course to explain various concepts of what a computer is, how they communicate, basic security stuff, what a database is, or basic programming concepts. And there is a real IT certification at the end of that rainbow. But I would start there. And then after you finish that, go to the A+ certification because the stuff you learn in Tech Plus or IT fundamentals, whichever one you take. But like I said earlier, Tech Plus is the newest version of the IT fundamentals. But anyways, after you do that, the stuff that you learn in there is going to directly transfer into you comprehending and learning the A+. So the A+ certification, that basically teaches you the hardware and software components of a computer. And then you also get introduced to some basic networking concepts on how computers talk and communicate and interact with the internet. Then after that, I will go get the Network Plus certification. And then you go look at my playlist, it's up in there. It's called Network Plus 009. That course teaches you how do computer networks work. How does the internet work? How do computers, how is it that you and I are able to interact through this YouTube video right now? It teaches you stuff like that. Then you want to go get your Security Plus certification. And Security Plus, that is your actual first cybersecurity certification. It basically teaches you about all the scary, bad stuff that takes place on the internet. What's malware, ransomware, what's social engineering, things you can do to protect your computer, protect your networks, protect your organization, and protect yourself. All right. And plus, if you ever find yourself in a position where you want to work for the government doing IT in any capacity, there's like a 99% chance they're going to require you to have that Security Plus certification just to apply for the job. But you get those certs, especially A plus, Net Plus, and Security Plus. A lot of people like to call it the trifecta. That's basically your base layer of understanding of how IT works. So you understand what a computer is, you understand the basics of how they communicate, you understand the basics of all the dangers and how to protect the computer. Then from there is where you need to decide, okay, what lane in IT do I want to venture down? Do I want to go into cybersecurity? Do I want to go into networking? Do I want to go into the cloud? Do I want to go do this? Do I want to go do that? And here's the thing, it doesn't really matter what path you go, because when it comes to cloud, cybersecurity, networking, all of them bleed into each other. They're all like extremely close cousins. Basically, you always hear people talking about the cloud. Hey, what's going on, Royce? You always hear people talking about the cloud. The cloud is basically somebody else's computer that stores your information. It could be a data center, or it could be a computer literally sitting in somebody else's house, right? So wherever your information is being stored, it's not stored locally on your computer. But how does this relate to the other stuff? Well, like if you take a picture and your stuff is sent to iCloud or Google Drive or whatever, your stuff has to travel across the networks, a bunch of routers and switches and all that stuff. So now networking comes into play. And then once your stuff is in the cloud, guess what? You don't want anybody breaking into the cloud and stealing your data and leaking your information all over the place. So now we have to throw in the cybersecurity component. So all of this stuff blends together. But cloud, cybersecurity, and networking, that's kind of my lane. Now, there are obviously other lanes like programming and you got so much stuff out there, but that's specifically the lane those three lanes are the ones I'm most familiar with. But it's kind of a long-winded answer, but like I say, start with Tech Plus if you don't know anything. If you do know something, then go get your A, then start with A plus. But after that, get your Network Plus and your Security Plus. That'll give you a well-rounded entry-level education, and then from there, you can kind of figure out what you want to do. And also, I got a playlist I've been building called Tech Jobs and Roles, where I put a bunch of videos up in there explaining all these various IT jobs and job titles like network engineer, network architect, how much money they make, what they do, the type of education, experience, and or certification you may have to have if you ever want to get these type of jobs, and how long it might take you to actually get one of those jobs. So you can go through and look at some of that stuff, and that'll kind of give you hopefully that'll give you an idea of what path in life you might want to travel if you decide you want to go into IT. Hopefully that answered your question. What's up, Cyrus? Says, didn't recognize me for a split. Yeah, man, because I got 4 eyeballs now, man. I think my wife is about to open the door. Is that her? Yes, that is. Mrs. Tech G done walked into the house. So yeah, hopefully that answers the question, Carol. Anybody else got any questions? Because like I said, I really just came on here just to give a shout out to Mr. Malik. Since his students was like, hey man, it's our teacher's birthday. Give him a shout out. So once again, happy birthday to Mr. Malik and all of his students. Appreciate you using the content and all that wonderful stuff. Frank B says, I see you wearing glasses now, old man. Yes, I am. Because you know why I gotta wear glasses? Because all these slideshows that I make for you guys. The slideshows are messing my eyeballs up, so I have to wear glasses now. What advice do you have for me starting Cisco training videos for Packet Tracer? Advice as far as what? Like, should you pursue Cisco and use Packet Tracer? Because I use Packet Tracer with my students all the time. So Packet Tracer is actually a good program, especially if you don't have access to any routers or switches. You learn everything virtually, and the program and the way you program the routers and switches up is pretty much identical to what you would do on the actual devices. But you know, it's a decent program. They got another one called GNS3, similar to Packet Tracer. Some people prefer that over Packet Tracer. I've just been using Packet Tracer since forever, so I'm more comfortable with Packet Tracer. But it's a good learning tool. There's actually a YouTuber called Network Bruh. Network Bruh. Network BRUH. Matter of fact, I think he lives in my city, if I'm not mistaken. But he does a lot of videos going over Packet Tracer labs and how to set up different networks, and he'll on screen go through, type up all the commands on how to program the various devices and bring the network to life. So he actually, Network Bruh, he actually does that a lot. But yeah, if you want to use that to help you get your CCNA, that's an excellent tool that you should use. Yep, so that'll be great for you. Any other questions? I'm about to roll. Supposed to take me a nap. After I get off work, I normally take a 30-minute nap. No problem, Andy. All right, let's see. Let me scroll through here one more time in case I missed something. All right. But yeah, anyway, so like I was saying, before I roll up out of here, I will be putting together the information for the new A+ certification. And I'm currently building a AI fundamentals course. Now, like I said, with the AI fundamentals course, there is no certification attached to it. It's just an informational course. But the thing about AI, it's like all over the place. And it's getting to the point where, matter of fact, you know, regardless of how y'all feel about politics, you know, this ain't a politics channel, but I just saw something about Trump where he signed some executive order where he's trying to get AI ingrained into the school system as far as like kids in like elementary or middle school. So the point being is the stuff isn't going away. We're all going to be using it somehow, some way, or interacting with it somehow, some way. So I'm basically building a course to explain AI and the different types of AI, machine learning, how all this stuff works. Now, is this going to turn you into a subject matter expert where you're going to go out there and get a job and become an AI engineer? Probably not. But it's just a great thing for if you want, especially if you're an educator and you're looking for material to teach people about AI. That's what the real aim of this little course I'm building out right now. Says, how are the kids doing? Sorry I couldn't make it for Mike's. Oh shoot, Frank, that's you. That's you. Oh, I was like, hold up, you over here dropping names like you know me. Oh, that's Frank. Oh, yeah. What up, Frank? I ain't even recognize you. Now I'm looking at your profile pic. Yeah, that's you. Ah, man. Yeah, you said you couldn't make it to. Yeah, we had a good time, man. Who all? It was a whole bunch of people there. Sammy was there, and who else? It was somebody else. I can't remember, but it was a whole bunch of people. A lot of people from Farrah side, but it was pretty chill. She had a good time. Zakiya had a good time. She was just running up and down through the restaurant, you know, just doing what she do as a 2-year-old. So yeah, we was chilling. Yeah, you need to hit me up, man. Says Andy says, what's that YouTube fella you just mentioned? Oh, Network Bruh. So the word network and bruh, BRUH. Like I said, I think he actually lives in my city, but he does a lot of videos where he walks people through doing Packet Tracer labs. Now I know he took a break for like a year, but then I saw him like the other day, one of his videos where he was live the other day. So I think he's back to doing YouTube. Yeah, Royce, this is Frank that was at the cigar shop with us when you came down. Yeah, that Frank. Yeah, Frank, this is Royce. Remember when we went to the cigar shop at that golf course near the airport? Yeah, that's the same one. Yeah. Yeah, so unfortunately, AI will take over at least 50% of the workforce. Another lane to look at is AI technician positions. Yeah, I imagine they're probably going to start somebody is probably going to be CompTIA, but somebody's going to start rolling out some AI certifications in the near future. Um, you know, you just got to get prepared for it. I mean, I don't want to sound all dystopian, like, oh, everybody's going to lose their job. That's not going to happen no time soon. At least I hope it doesn't. I'll put it that way. But I think everybody needs to kind of get spun up and educated on it and how you can use it as a tool to enhance productivity in your life. Because, I mean, you could do a lot with AI other than just, I know y'all see everybody making these memes of action figures or people making memes of what they would look like if they were a Muppet. I mean, you can do all that crazy, fun, creative stuff as well, but you can also do it for, I mean, you can use it for a lot of productivity stuff as well, man. A lot of stuff. Like, matter of fact, I want to say 2 weeks ago, I had to do this meeting with a bunch of IT people from various companies where, basically had to, anyways, it was some meeting I had to host with them where I had to talk about some stuff. And I was using Microsoft Teams to record the meeting. So the meeting was like 2 hours long. And then after the meeting, I have to type up this brief of what we discussed, which means I would have to go through a 2-hour script where even though it was recording, but it was hard to tell what was being said or who was being said. Anyways, I downloaded the entire script, threw it in the chat GPT, and it spit out a summary in 2 minutes or less than 2 minutes of everything that I needed. So, it's simple stuff like that you could possibly use to help you become more productive. Because if it wasn't for that, that thing probably would have took me about 3 hours to go through and figure out what the heck we were talking about for 2.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But yeah, man. So I'm making a course on that, just a general education. Like I say, it's not going to be something like, hey guys, this is AI. I mean, it's going to get a little deep, but it's not going to get too deep and too extreme to where the average layman can't keep up with the conversation. That's, like I say, the goal is to really educate you on all the various components, but not to make it some college level course to where you're just lost in the sauce. So I'm working on that as we speak. And that's going to take me a couple weeks. And yes, it's going to be in my standard slideshow format. Because somebody asked me, they was like, man, what's up with you and all these slideshows? I'm like, listen, bruh, some of my highest viewed videos are just slideshows. I've come to terms with, I'm not trying to be the tech YouTube funny guy entertainer. I'm just here just to give out knowledge. And the best way I can do it is put it in a slideshow. And then just, dish out the knowledge, and hopefully people take it and rock with it and utilize it to their advantage. We have that happening because people get certified and people are using it in school. But, that's kind of, my style I'm comfortable with. So, but anyways, I'm about to log off. So nice chopping it up. It's been, oh, wow, it's already been 30 minutes. So anyways, y'all, I might start trying to go live more, but that's only if I have something to talk about. But for the most part, I just got a bunch of lessons and lectures I got to put together because people want to get certified and go get jobs out in these streets. You know what I mean? All right. Anyways, y'all be safe. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.